Hey there. Now, here comes Lewis. As always, you've got to be in the video, Lewis, and I understand. Okay, I just got my fire started here, and what I'm doing is, this is a wood burning insert inside a regular masonry fireplace, and it works really well. I just got it started, so what I usually do is, there's a fan down there, you can probably hear it now. Got the door just ajar because that makes it get really lit. Once it gets lit, make it airtight. Turn on the fan, the air goes in the bottom, blows out the top right here. Works real well and heats up this whole area that's smaller house real well. So, but me, I want every bit of heat I got coming to me. So one of the things that there is about this is it comes off. All right, you don't have to buy this thing; it's optional. And you can see how that's just plugged back into the masonry fireplace. Now, when this thing gets cooking hot, and right now it's just about a little almost too hot to hold your hand on. Yeah, about a couple seconds worth. Probably back here, not yet. Okay, but it will. It'll get really hot back there, and I did everything right. When I put this thing in, I did my research. I put the stainless steel chimney liner in and took out the old damper, and I made a kind of like a surround because the damper was about like this and it flipped, you know, it's like a door. So I made this piece out of sheet metal, and it hugs that stainless steel chimney liner back there, and on top of that is insulation, so the heat's not just flying up that old damper that was huge. Okay, so it's just what you see. That's about all there is going up through there. So that's pretty much taken care of. And then above that, the liner, I did the insulation on it, because what happens is how chimneys build creosote is the gases and the moisture in the wood and in the creosote goes up through your masonry chimney, like clay, those clay chimney, whatever they're called, you know, the squares that look kind of clay colored. I think they are made out of clay. They're like red usually. They're the original liners inside a masonry chimney, and because it's cold, and it's pretty cold outside right now, the gases go up and it hits that cold chimney, and you know, liquids cool and condense in the cold, so it sticks to the walls of the chimney, and that's how you get chimney fires and whatnot. So what these liners do is, number one, it's a more efficient way to get it up. They're stainless steel, but when you insulate it, it keeps that heat hot all the way up to the top of your roof, and then finds its way out, instead of cooling and condensing on the chimney walls. So even this furnace says you can burn any kind of wood. Normally everybody says don't burn pine and stuff. It says you can burn any kind of cordwood. Okay, but moving on from that, I want all the heat I got coming to me. I'm not talking about what's going up inside the chimney. What I'm talking about is what's lost back here. When this baby gets hot, you know that there's heat that's getting absorbed by, there's inside this, the old fireplace box it's probably 1/4 inch steel, and that hooks up. This all is on the outside wall, and it's a big fat masonry chimney, probably as wide as this fireplace, going up the back of the house, and you know the cold air is penetrating it, and with heat always wants to travel towards a colder surface, so that's why heat rises. Your ceiling's cooler, goes up, things like that. So you know that heat, not all of it, but it's getting absorbed, heading that way. It's heading towards a colder surface instead of bouncing back into the room. And I'm sure that this guy blocks a good deal of it. So what I want to do here, okay, is I want all the heat I got coming to me. So what I want to do is I want to make new doors on this, kind of, and where the heat can travel out, instead of kind of hitting this and bouncing back in there. Secondly, I want to maybe put some air pressure to it. Just like this does, I may want to put some air pressure on one side of it, so the air is getting drawn in and gets pushed around, picks up the heat from the back of the wood burning stove, and then maybe, you know, flies out the other side. So my plan right now is to use this guy right here. Okay, you can see that, you can see through it, and you know, make new sides probably out of that, and not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet, but that's the start of the plan. So I just want to cover that. When I'm done, I'll get back to the video again and finish it. So I decided how I'm going to make the framework around my new, I guess, cover surround for the wood burning stove. And basically I'm going to make a frame that goes around it. So it'll be kind of like this, and then this on all four sides, or three sides I should say. Right, okay, so that'll frame that out. I'll cut that screen I showed you out to go around the fireplace using the other surround as a template. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of this hang over the fireplace itself to hide the edge of the mesh, or I think they call it extruded metal, I think. Just so you know, that way it'll be on flush. So if this fireplace insert should be a little bit off center, it won't matter, because that'll hang over enough that you'll have that room to slide around either left or right. Okay, hopefully you can hear over the welder, and I got a little bit of an air leak out of my air filter. We'll do that, and so we're about to do some welding. And I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to weld the washers on first. That way it gives me a good place to clamp the electrode on. Now I want to just check it for square. Alrighty. So our frame is welded. Kind of get the idea. The floor got anointed a little bit. Looks pretty good on the other side. It's clean right up. So let's just have a kind of a rough look on how it's going to look assembled. I'm going to drill some holes probably through this evenly on both sides of all this inside material line. So that kind of gives you the idea there. Okay. So I think we're cooking along here. I'm going to fasten it up. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to drill some holes, and just right through there, probably towards the outside edge, maybe two aside, top and bottom, maybe one in the center up there. This stuff's pretty light, and attach it up, and then we're going to paint it and see how it looks. So I got the mesh inside. What I did was I welded it all up, but skipped all the details. I drilled one hole here, two on each side, used some big flat washers to hold this in from, so this be the side you see here. Oh, hey, by the way, does my butt look big in these pants? I hope not. Anyway, we're gonna, I just getting the fire going, just started this fire. And we got the new surround frame, whatever you want to call it, bezel, done today at work. I took it to work before my shift to finish it there, because I had to do a little welding. It's easier to do it there. And here's my fan plug here. Anyway, so we're going to take this off. And there you go. Like I said, I want that heat that's back there. I want to reclaim that heat. And I got this fan back there. And I don't know where I'm going to move it around in a couple different places. it's like an inline duct fan. And I'm going to plug that in after it gets hot, just to circulate the air. I want the air to get moving back in there. So it'll blow its way out this way. You know, create pressure back in that firebox. Like I said, the old flue's cut out. The stainless steel liner's going up inside. And it's also got a framework I made around it with insulation on top. So we're going to put this in here. And it's not as pretty as the other one, at least maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? So, like I said, today's a good day to test it out. So that's pretty much the project. And I know that with the other framework on this one here, that know it was keeping the heat back in there. And you know, of course, this face will get hot, but it just, you know, it's gonna kind of bounce, reflect a little bit, and encourage the heat to try to absorb back into the masonry, which we all know the heat wants to go towards a colder substance or a colder surface. And this is an outside wall of the house. The chimney's at least as wide, if not wider, than this whole fireplace. There's 3 chimneys in there all together. One's a dummy, doesn't go anywhere. One's for the furnace, and one is for this. So, and it's, you know, it's brick and it's pretty wide. So there's a lot of concrete back there. There's steel and liner in here. So this heat from this insert is going to want to penetrate that and go that way. Some of it's going to come this way, of course, but I want it as much as I can get. For all my hard work and splitting firewood and all that business, I want as much heat as I can get out of this. So this is the project, and I'm actually happy with this one. So thanks for watching. Thank you, Lewis. You can go now. Give it a kiss. Whoa, he's a good boy. I love him so much. Hey, Lewis, say goodbye to people. I should have mentioned one more thing. Painted this with that high heat. This particular paint is Rust-Oleum. It's a high heat paint made for your outdoor barbecue grills and things, and also, you know, obviously wood stoves. It's heat resistant, and it dries in a real hurry. I mean, you can basically put this stuff on, and you turn around, get a cup of coffee, and it's dry to the touch, and pick up and walk away with it. It dries very quickly, so it's nice, and you know, it's very forgiving too. It's flat. It adheres well to just about. You don't have to prime it or anything. Don't put any primers on, because the primers have to be high heat as well. But it doesn't matter. I mean, this thing is it's flat. You get a little scuff on it, you just, you know, and you're done. Right, Lewis? So again, that's Rust-Oleum brand barbecue grill paint. Thanks for watching. Sweet boy. Sweet boy. Oh, sweet boy. I should have named you Dino.